shot on that CT side. He gets the opportunities, but it looks like it will be VP starting out on the Terra side, of course, as Tempo Storm will get to choose the side since it was VP's pick. And Virtus.Pro just so good on the Terra side of this map. Again, Pasha at Ivy, they get snacked so much freedom. He's able to do a lot in the outer bomb yard. And they, I mean, again, they're just one of the best T-sided teams on this map. You know, Navi's the only one probably that put ahead of them.
That's exactly it. This is another reason why Train is such a formidable map, because VP can play very, very well on both sides. You know, Taz is an absolute monster when it comes through to that B side. You've also got crazy T aggression, like the set plays, like to be explosive out of T main onto the A site. So it's going to be interesting to see how Tempo Storm try and deal with this, if they're going to fight fire with fire and try and play an aggressive CT style. There's 3 HEs right off the bat, though, in the pistol round. So expect to watch those landing onto VP. That being said, though, VP going to split up to start off with 2 players towards Ivy, the rest of them just sitting up in halls.
And so a couple players coming towards Ivy. Hinwon's going to be here with the USP, so he might be able to find himself a long-range fight and open this up well. Does do a little bit of damage to Pasha there, but a nade is certainly missed. It doesn't do any damage at least, so it's a wasted nade, but it could have been much worse, as we do see VP backing off of Ivy now. A couple players in the inner halls with the bomb included in that mix-up. So they might be looking to hit here any moment now, but they could also just quickly transition the ladder and actually split the outer bomb site, so there's really no telling what Virtus.Pro have planned at this point. But there's some aggression Ivy here from Tempo Storm, so they will get a little bit of information.
Certainly will. I think he was slightly nudged by his teammate as he threw the grenade. As you mentioned, though, doesn't really make a great deal of difference overall. Here comes the execute now onto the A site. Still, Snacks is actually lurking on the B site itself, so this is going to be a fake. You can now see the bomb is traversing its way back up the Pop Dog and towards the B site now. But Tempo Storm, with a lightning fast rotation, will be trying to cut this off before it can get close. Showtime with a headshot. Taz did get the first kill on the map. Snacks now close range with his Glock. What can he get done? So many angles to watch out for. He can hear the pitter-patter of footsteps above him. That's going to be Showtime. Now the bomb has gone back towards the A site again. Neo, one bullet would finish off Phelps, and Pasha's going to deliver that second headshot for Pasha as well. The bomb is dropped just behind him. He finds himself in a 1v2. He reloads his weapon at the worst possible moment, and he will be silenced. Tempo Storm will pick up the first round here on Train.
I mean, Virtus.Pro is looking good. They were just going back and forth with that bomb, just traversing through ladder room, looking to see what was going to be their best chance to get it down. But Tempo Storm were able to keep rotating and kept finding the kill. Showtime with 3 of them, so continuing off the back of that clutch to end us 2. He's had a big round here. Tempo Storm will go ahead and take the pistol. Virtus.Pro, no bomb plant, so just Glocks here.
Glock with the lonely smokes. A couple of those smokes were brought up fairly late, actually, after the freeze time, so clearly not entirely sure on what strat they'd be running with in this round. So probably going to just be opting to get a bomb plant. Here come the smokes. All 3 of them are thrown on towards A. Again, that bomb in a position where it could filter towards B or A, depending on the choice. It's going to be the A play now. But N1 with his MP7 looking to get some money in the bank towards his AWP. He's doing the damage. Second kill for him. He will finally get put down from Bialy, but he himself is on the receiving end of a battering courtesy of the UMP of Phelps. Now Neo is the last to fall, but that bomb was planted, so that's pretty much all they were looking for in that round. They got it done.
And now they can buy, because they actually didn't invest anything really into that round. It was mostly just Glocks, right? They didn't do any type of Tech 9 head armor type situation, so they really should be able to, if they elect, to get these AKs. And you got to think that Tempo Storm's going to be a little bit lower on utility, so you could just see an outer bomb site rush or something like that. But as I say that, we do see an op coming out from Hinwon right away. He's realizing what's going on, knowing that these AKs come out.
Tech 9 for Neo. That's as a result of him wanting to put more money into grenades. Of course, VP, the kind of team that they do like to execute, so it makes a lot of sense. And the Tech 9 through smoke, through flashes and mollies is still ridiculously strong. Looks like it's going to be B. Showtime is stood on top of fire. He's going to have to try and relocate behind the boxes. The smoke could keep him alive. They're not entirely sure if he's backed away or not. He's actually just going to sit there, and meanwhile, Taz jumps over his head.
Yeah, they knew they had him trapped. They had put the incendiary down so he couldn't run back into the inner site. So they just kept spamming him and eventually just chased him down. So they do trade that out evenly. Phelps getting aggressive here inside the ladder room. Everyone else, though, in pretty passive positions. Maltz has remained at inner, his normal spot of play. Now VP slowing it down just a bit here. Bialy just making sure no one's be pushing Ivy. So we do see VP gathering up a few members here over towards T-Connector, and there is Taz here above the ladder. A normal spot for him as well. Looks like they're actually going to see if they can't put some pressure over here at Ivy.
That's the thing with VP. With them having such fast, explosive starts to the round, you almost forget that there's so much time left to play with after the dust settles. Phelps in a forward position will get the better of Taz. All three players will be moving their way through Ivy. The bomb in the hands of Snacks. Lucas in a good position to try and fend off this push. 25 seconds, VP have got to get a move on. It looks like they're trying to get their way around the back of B, but there may not be enough time, and if just one kill goes the way of Tempo Storm, this strat is completely neutralized. They should be getting the upper hand onto N1, but they don't actually kill him. Surely that was a free frag. 8 seconds left now. They have to make a dart towards the site, which is where Bolt is with his UMP, and that's the round over. Way too slow from VP. They weren't able to get the entries.
Yeah, I mean, you think they should catch N1 there. I mean, he had no idea. He was just peeking low around the entire time. He was able to escape, and then Bolt's able to kill the bomb carrier. And so VP just loses by virtue of the clock. And so now it's going to be 3-0 in favor of Tempo Storm, but VP still going to buy into this. A couple of AKs being brought out by Pasha and Bialy, as well as a scout onto Snacks, a Tech 9 onto Taz. So they're buying up all that they can. See if they can't steal around away, as we are going to see Pasha heading over towards Ivy with Bialy. Hit one with the op over here, just looking to see if anyone's trying to cross the connector. Now he'll divert his attention to Ivy, takes some damage. He misses the op shot, and Pasha running through the fire and running through the smoke. Oh my.
Oh, no, Pasha.
Okay.
Okay. That was nearly the most awkward play I've seen in quite some time. You can see what he's going for. He was hoping that another CT would move into position. You could take 2 down rather than 1.
This flank is so fast, though, from Showtime, and he's just going to blow up the round at that point. How fast those frags came from Tempo Storm.
Oh, Pasha. That would be pocket buttholes right there. He's had such a good chance. I actually at first thought he was going to knife him, the way he was moving in. But
sure, he was considering many options at that point, but before he really had a chance to decide, he had to just react to the player turning around. And
we have seen quite a few knives as well this tournament. I think Pimp got knifed. A couple more players have as well. But here we go with us. I mean, just pistols by and large. A few grenades as well thrown into the mix, but Tempo Storm starting convincingly again. Dust 2 was the same result, really. Yeah. They moved to a 5-0 lead.
I mean, this aggression at the inner halls and ladder room from Tempo Storm has really been netting them a lot of kills, and it was the reason why they turned that round we just saw upside down. I mean, it was looking great when Pasha got the opening, but then Showtime with the quick flank for 2 kills made a huge difference, and now Virtus.Pro have to work with just pistols here. Looks like they are trying to throw a little bit of attention here in the outer yard, but that bomb's still above the ladder, so it could go either way at this point.
I actually really like that Molotov that's thrown just in front of the train. It's to stop that insta-bomb plant from coming in and allows the smokes to actually dissipate so the Tempo Storm can get back on, but the bomb is still going to get planted nonetheless, so just delays the inevitable. And again, with VP in this kind of buy, really a bomb plant is all they were hoping for. Now kills would be a nice bonus. Next incendiary is thrown out, and the kills are convincingly going the way of Tempo Storm. N1 with a USP. Snacks is next in the firing line. Bomb will get defused, so Tempo Storm move very briskly to a 5-0 lead.
I mean, Tempo Storm has a great start here on Train. Stealing this away from Virtus.Pro would just be a huge move towards winning this best of 5 if somehow Tempo Storm can do it. It's still very early, though. We haven't really seen VP on a full buy like this before. I mean, before we were seeing them having to use Galeals and Tech 9s in the mix. They had a force buy with mostly pistols as well. So this is their first real clean buy where they have all the AKs, they have all the utility. Again, they have those trademark outer yard explosions where they just let Snacks loose and he's able to do a lot of damage. This time he will actually have an AWP in his hands.
Thing is, though, Snacks and Neo are both 005 right now. Neither of them got a kill, and these are 2 guys that you are looking to be the linchpin of your team. So it's all well and good not having big buys thus far, but you have to start converting these rounds. And Pasha and Snacks finally gets himself on the board. That's much better. Second kill for Snacks. Beautiful AWP work from Team Main. Showtime and Bolts now reeling after the rest of their team are wiped out in front of their eyes. Make that just Showtime. And he's in box holes. Good luck to you, sir.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you know, Tempo Storm trying to be a bit gimmicky there, trying to flash some smokes and get aggressive at Ivy. They got caught by Pasha. Snacks able to find some kills with the op. And it's one of those situations where if that works, Tempo Storm looks like a genius. They win another round. They're getting all this momentum. But, you know, when Virtus.Pro's paying attention and they take it from you, then you start second-guessing maybe that wasn't the right call. And so with that, VP will get their first round. Showtime just seeing if he can't hold on to the Sim 4, maybe collect a few exits. But there's certainly nothing stopping from VP claiming this one. So we will be at 5-1 going into the 7th round.
Yeah, with VP's round loss bonus being cancelled, the Showtime could have got a couple of kills at the end. That would have been pretty powerful stuff, but as you mentioned, VP have the round in the bag. All 5 players moving their way onto B. Just keeping these weapons intact. Great opening picks, good entry frags, I should say, from Snax and Pasha. But of course, with Tempo Storm getting 5 rounds, easy rebite, and it will be another AWP in play from N1.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see if Tempo Storm will try to be a bit more conservative this time, just kind of hold position, or maybe they, you know, depending on the spawns, you could see them still trying to press the inner halls, which they've been doing quite a lot. It looks pretty standard thus far, as we are going to see Virtus.Pro gathering up several members here towards the inner halls, throwing some nades, making sure no one's going to be pushing the upper side of it. Showtime just playing it from the lower ramp. Again, Bialy and Pasha and Ivy, as always, to kick things off. And yeah, definitely can see Tempo Storm's not looking to do any type of pushes this time, just holding position. They are committing a second player inner for a little bit.
Definitely eerie silence fell on the battlefield for a few seconds as both teams were looking to poke and probe the opposition. Damage being exchanged between the Smoke and Ivy. Phelps coming out worse for wear. Pasha was tagged in the process as well, down 22. That bomb actually being dropped in a salvageable position. Declaration of intent from VP. They just want to look for the pick. They want to try and see if they can give themselves an early advantage in this round. And with just 2 incendiaries and a HE in the hands of Tempo Storm, make that just 1 incendiary now. They are running out of grenades fast.
Absolutely.
And there's still so much on the T side.
Yeah, very hard to retake now or hold anything off. So it's just going to come down the raw aim for Tempo Storm. N1's going to have to hit some nice op shots because you can see VP is going to be setting up for an outer split once more. They're already dropping down ladder. They have their members at T connector. The smokes are raining out. So N1, he needs to deliver. Otherwise, VP, they could be swarming this outer yard and getting the bomb down.
Only a HE now in the hands of Tempo Storm. Bombs can get planted with about 20 seconds left. N1's dead, but Bolts and Lucas have came in with kills. It's an important kill for Bialy. Can't get it clean. Down to 30 now, and he's ran out of bullets, so it's just the Glock and at long range. That's not going to work against Lucas' USP. Neo and Pasha now find themselves in a horrible place. There is a team kill, but Bolt's securing the kill afterwards, so it's all right. Pasha now in a 1v3, gets the bomb diffuser, but with the kit, easy defuse. Tempo Storm going to take away that round loss bonus, and then the next round from VP. This is a really sketchy start from the Poles.
And started off well in that round. I mean, they were able to pick up N1, who kind of got caught in an awkward position. They got the bomb down. They had a 5-on-4, but you kind of saw that weird fight that took place there over towards the green train where both players kind of ran out of bullets with rifles, had to pull out the pistols, and Tempo Storm really come up the better end of the deal. So even though Tempo Storm kind of had to concede control of the site and allow the plant, they were able to, you know, keep their players alive, and when the moment was right, be able to retake the site. And so now they are up 6-1, but with the bomb plant, Virtus.Pro are still able to get a full buy here. So you will see Pasha again being sent out towards Ivy. I haven't really seen anything too crazy here with the exception of the push from Tempo Storm that didn't work. Otherwise, it's just been kind of back and forth. But Phelps, he's setting up right on the edge of this smoke.
It's a pretty high chance that it will be Pasha outside of Ivy. He consistently plays this position for VP. We've seen him time and time again looking to get the opening pick through that, but it's actually going to be Snax that's the first player to get silenced as N1 breaks a deadlock in round 8. Pasha now going to try and return in kind. Ooh. That's a bit of an awkward play from Showtime. Gets his incendiary instantly extinguished. And Pasha just has to turn tail and run. So
yeah, they're just not finding any openings there anymore. Yeah. And they've already lost a player. Snax got outpicked by the op of N1. He was great on Dust 2. Seems to be rolling it over. Here come the smokes in the outer yard, however, from Virtus.Pro. So they're just going to do that smoke wall on the bomb train to see if they can't get out here and make something happen.
That's such a solid smoke. It stopped. Oh, Taz, what was that? Showtime gets dunked in connector. That smoke blocks off the vision from Lucas, who's in heaven. But Taz, that shot was ridiculous. He's going to get the bomb plant as well afterwards. And now this is where the positional advantage from Tempo Storm comes to play. That first kill was massive. Lucas could find himself on the receiving end of a battering from Taz, who looks to pick up a third. Not going to be able to convert it. Not able to transfer the spray, and it falls to Pasha. I mean, just the positions right now from Tempo Storm are way too solid. VP lose another retake. And it's Phelps and Bolts that are retaken like gods once again, 7-1.
Again, you just hardly ever see this on a Tempo Storm train. They did it to SK, sure, early in the tournament, but otherwise, it's not been a map for them. And they're generally a T-sided team across their map pool, so this is great stuff to see from them in this map. And, I mean, Taz was doing some great things there. He had some really nice shots to open things back up, but they just could not hold Tempo Storm out. That was a true team effort. I think 4 players from Tempo Storm were involved with frags to be able to bring that round back. So that's been kind of the storyline of Tempo Storm. Everyone on this team positive throughout the tournament. Several games where their frag distribution has been really close between all the players, so they've really been playing well as a unit. Virtus.Pro still able to muster up somewhat of a buy here, though there is just a scout on the stacks. The utility is a bit more limited this time, and this time they're looking for an inner execute. They're throwing a little bit of attention to Ivy with Pasha once more. Hin1 able to tag him just a bit, but there are 2 players already in inner and 1 quick to rotate. So let's see if VP can break through.
Showtime playing a position, and we're expecting to see Taz in. The roles are reversed. Is he going to be able to execute as well? Not quite. Neo will be picking himself up that kill. Bolts returns fire. He falls afterwards from Taz. The HE a bit too late from Lucas. The bomb has been picked up and will be planted momentarily from Taz. Lucas, does get the kill on Taz, but just after the bomb planted. So that's actually pretty key. If he gets that kill a couple of seconds earlier, VP are in a horrendous position.
Look at this move from Pasha, though.
Pasha lurking again. Gonna be flanking around the backside. Nice headshot onto Lucas. Now that keeps Tempo Storm in 2 minds. Which angle do we cover? And the answer for N1 is neither. I just run away. Pasha could actually get him here, though. He can hear the footsteps and will land a headshot. No weapon saved for Tempo Storm. And this could be VP's chance to start to get some rounds on the board.
Yeah, that lurk from Pasha was great. Kept people in place for the execute itself, and then being able to backstab later on to hold off that retake. So a really well orchestrated round from VP, just being able to push upper at the inner bomb site and just overwhelm their opponent. And now they have a 2nd round on the board, but they need so much more, I feel like, on this terrorist side. I mean, they're so used to being able to put up, 8+ rounds on the T side pretty regularly. And now 8's the best they can hope for if they win out. So, I mean, they really need to get it together here.
Oh, Neo stuck on the stairs. Mag 7 looking so good from Lucas. The grenade did damage just beforehand. N1 takes down the Opera Snacks, and it just seems that VP can't get rolling. They get around and they instantly lose afterwards, and it's normally a blowout round. Tempo Storm have 4 players left. Bolts is very low, however. But Bialy, I mean, the only saving grace is he has the bomb. At least it's not out in the middle of nowhere, but I mean, everything else heavily stacked against him.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. They're not able to string these rounds together, just finding one here and there, and Tempo Storm's always quick to respond, and again, it's been this aggression in ladder room, as well as some of the inner halls flanks at times that have really given Tempo Storm a lot of kills and a lot of rounds added to that. Now they're up 8-2. VP's economy finally going to get reset, and you can see it. They have no money except for Pasha. So very likely Tempo Storm to find 9 at this point. And so VP already going to have one of their lesser T sides of train that you're used to seeing.
Those are some solid stats as well. Everybody over 12 efficacy. Everyone pulling their weight again for Tempo Storm. The VP with 2 AKs. Looking to get some work done. Maybe going to shift up the pace now. Go for a more ruthless aggression style.
Yeah, Showtime spotted all these players in the inner hall, so you see they've already rotated a 3rd player towards inner, but now that things have slowed down, he's begun to cheat back to the A bomb site. But VP are certainly committed to this hit. They have plenty of smokes and Molotovs to clear out these trains and look to push this lower ramp. And, I mean, these inner executes like this can be very dangerous, even with limited firepower. So, I mean, Tempo Storm need to be careful as VP begin to spill into the site.
Oh, Bolt's picking up the 1st kill and potentially the 2nd as well. VP aren't even getting close to the site. The bomb's been dropped out, but a few reaction speed from Bolt Phelps as well. And it's that age-old tag team duo that are just wrecking house. VP started the round with Pasha with one of the only AKs in play. And it comes full circle. It's all on him now. 50 seconds left. But whereas Bialy in a 1v3, or 1v4, pardon me, had the bomb, Pasha does not. And he also is on 26 health. So what's the play here? Do you just try and get an exit frag and save? There's nothing else you can do, and delayed reaction speed, maybe talking with the rest of his team. Having it.
Probably not anyone. I mean, I think Tempo Storm did have a reasonable chance. I think most people thought they were going to be a playoff team and they might be able to make it this far. But certainly people didn't even think that SK would make it out of the groups, most likely. Beating Dignitas was huge. And then they just beat Hellraiser. So yeah, they've been playing really well this tournament. But here we go. 9-2 for Tempo Storm. VP onto a save this round. So Tempo Storm will look to get to 10, but VP will be on the full buy next round. That's where we'll see what they're made of if they can dig deep and get back into this one. Showtime again getting aggressive here in the inner halls.
We have seen him do this before, though. It was more of a deep position in the box behind him. It was Taz that jumped up with an AK and leapt his way to the kill. But of course, a very different scenario. Just a P250 and a flashbang for VP to really get anything done. And this could be a complete massacre. Showtime's even holding the perfect angle. He's going to get peeked, though, from Taz, who in fairness will land the headshot. So that's going to be Showtime picked up. That's the AK as well. So a lot better than I expected, but Phelps from behind again with the M4. First kill goes down for him, and a second as well. And now that pretty much is going to be VP. Oh, a team kill from Bolt onto Phelps. Actually stopped him, I think, from denying the bomb plant. Yeah. Would have been very close, but what happened there?
I'm not really sure, but it's again Phelps with the aggression at the ladder room, getting a quick flank, making sure that round comes to Tempo Storm, so they will get to double digits once more here on the CT side of Train. And now we have to see what was Virtus.Pro thinking about on that timeout. What is the play they feel they can go to finally get something going? Snacks will get the op again. He's 3-10 right now. He's used to being able to be, you know, a lot of freedom to attack the outer yard and be able to open up things for VP. He hasn't been able to do that today. In fact, the only person doing much has been Pasha over at Ivy. Yep. He's certainly put in some work. In fact, he won them around with that pushback calls and flanking the retake at Inner. So these other guys need to step up. No one else has really been helping them out at this point. We are going to see VP open up pretty similarly to how they have been most rounds. Just a couple players towards Ivy. Neo over here towards the inner halls. We're looking to see if they can't get some type of pick here at Ivy once more. Thus far, they haven't been able to.
That's the key thing. It's been very toothless in their attacks. They haven't really been getting a lot of the entry kills. It's really been falling on Pasha. He's the only guy that's really been like pushing his way out, getting the opening picks. Snacks has got a couple as well, but as you say, 3 kills for him. I think Bjarli's on 2 or 3. He also had a really poor performance yesterday on Cobblestone, 1 for 11 at one point. So VP taking it in turns, it seems to underperform. But if they can salvage a few rounds here, if they can finish strong as they did on Dust 2, maybe, just maybe, there's some hope still left alive.
Oh, Lucas, though, being able to get Neo. So already VP a play down. Snacks is looking for the trade back with the op, but no one's showing themselves. No one's giving him a chance to get an opener.
And that's a confrontation you have to win if you're going to start to get back into this. You'd fancy Neo in that situation to pick up the kill. Now, is Bjarli going to best Phelps? Close range affair. It will be a 2-on-1 trade-off. Phelps has been flashed, will be picked off from Bjarli, so that's a good answer. And this now allows the T's to funnel away behind the trains and try and get around the back of the CTs. And again, this keeps them in caught in 2 minds. You can see Boltsy's frantically darting between his backside and the front side. Bjarli goes right past him. Will take down Showtime. N1. Oh, beautiful shots onto Snacks, and Bjarli gives his team the player advantage once again. The bomb's been dropped down and planted, but N1's going to get himself a 3rd kill. And a 4th kill as well. Beautiful AWP work. VP again get the bomb planted. And again, it will get defused. In actual fact, if it's possible, I'd like to see the scoreboard, see how many times we've had a bomb defuse. Must be a whole bunch of times.
It's one of those things where that can be so difficult to deal with as a CT team. When teams can get control of the back halls and looking to put the inner bomb side on you, that can put you in such awkward positions if you're Tempo Storm, but they were able to get the read on it. Him with the quad kill with the op. He's up to 13-4 now, so he's definitely done his part. And it's just his Hin1 being able to get the information from Showtime, who went down and spawned that they were going to be flanking that area. He's able to find all those kills. And so Tempo Storm now have 11. Virtus.Pro now have to do more with less. Just some Tech 9s, limited utility and AKs. They are gathering up a bit more. No presence at Ivy this time around. They just want to see if they can't split outer, I believe. A couple players looking above ladder. All 3 are still tucked in here towards the connector. So it seems like at some point they would just want to run one of these splits once more. Unless they're looking to do some type of fake, as the smokes and flashes do begin to ring out here.
Certainly do. Lucas Close range, they're not going to check it, but he gets flashbanged. He's just good for 1 kill. It could have been a whole lot worse, and that flash not landed right in his face, right in his pocket. Snacks with the Tech 9, but it's going to be Phelps once again with 3 kills, stopping the bomb plan. Pasha in another clutch scenario, but look, he's got 6 health, and the bomb's dropped just ahead of him. Luckily for him, at least. I was about to say no one's in connector, but we will not need another defuse coming from Tempo Storm. By the way, they've defused 6 times.
I mean, Phelps is just on a whole nother level this tournament, man. I mean, just think about how fast he was able to go from spraying at a target to just fine-tuning his aim for a couple of little bullets there underneath to make sure that the plant couldn't go down. Just the patience and the composure here from Phelps. He's been excellent for his team. 12-2 is a score, and yeah, I mean, so many retakes coming in from Tempo Storm, as you noted. That combined with their aggression being successful, and a lot of times, I mean, they are just looking so sharp right now.
And that was one of the keys to success. They said on the desk, you know, if Tempo Storm want to win, they're going to have to be sick on their retakes, right? They have definitely done that so far. I think it's safe to say. 12-2, this is almost as poor as I've seen VP on their T side. I guess the other side of the coin there is that Tempo Storm have just been that good. But they've lost 2 players so far. Bolter's going to almost faceplant into Pasha's barrel of his gun, and he will get dispatched in kind. So looking much better for VP, but is it too little too late? They're only be potentially getting 3 rounds out of this, and then 1 is still alive. Not for long. Showtime will avenge him. Picks up his AWP. He's going to have to make this a truly remarkable clutch. He's got 1 kill so far, 4 more players to find a frag. Gonna have to rinse and repeat. HE goes down, does knock Bjarly closer to death. 33 health left for him. Showtime has to charge in, and he's gonna get picked off on the cross. VP have got their 3rd round. This CT sign is gonna have to be flawless though. And we're going to find out if it is right after this very short break. So ADR and his team trail 12-3. That goes to show how poorly the rest of the team has performed so far. But here we go. VP on the CT side, Dust. It's doable, but it's going to be extremely difficult, and this pistol is paramount.
Exactly. And if this pistol goes to Tempo Storm, it almost doesn't matter that Tempo Storm's T side can be much weaker on this map. So we'll see what can happen here. Snack's going to get aggressive at the T connector, but everyone's ready for it.
Everyone knew exactly what was coming at him. Beautiful headshot with the Glock close range. 2 Molotovs in play for Tempo Storm. Oh, Neo. N1, live by a sword, you die by a sword. The 1-taps are real. Taz now has the very difficult task of holding off this bomb plant, but he can't do that. Of course, he's too deep, too far down the train tracks, and Showtime will finally pick him off. 3-on-3 though, and with his P2000 1-tap, he did give his team a chance, I should say, to get themselves back onto the site. Bjarly will pick off Showtime, and Phelps is just biding his time in the smoke. Very well played, patient play. Now going to be looking onto the site, but he's actually going to be caught out. Meanwhile, Catwalker is going to be the defuse from Neo. The interference bait play was real, and just to add salt in the wounds, Pasha will take down Phelps afterwards.
I'm so surprised that Phelps didn't just commit to trying to kill the defuser. You saw that he saw that guy on the upper bridge and tried to transfer his aim up there to deal with that, which, you know, just allowed the full defuse to go off. I'm not sure if he thought it was like a fake defuse, but it really seems like he should have just tried to commit more to the diffuser there. It did not pan out, and so there you have it, VP. They take the pistol, so now at least they're alive on this map. Without that, it seems like Tempo Storm may have just ran away with it, but now there's a way in for VP. Should be able to put this up to 6.
Of course, deja vu from when we saw, I believe it was Showtime, wreck a couple players on the ladders. Smoke just into the bathroom. There's Taz with a P90. It's such a brutal weapon to contend with in eco rounds on the B side. 2nd kill for him. N1 has the bomb and a flashbang, but just a Glock. And got a feel he's not going to even get the bomb planted. He will fall prey to Neo's M4. Solid start for VP. Don't lose any players.
So well done. I mean, this is going to put Tempo Storm in an interesting position now, because now they can't just simply run with the map. They lost a pistol. Now they're going to have to work for it. And they did struggle to close against SK. I mean, they had the big CT side in the first half, yes, but it took them quite a while to actually punch that one through. So they are going to be met with that challenge once more. They want to steal this map away from VP. They're going to get the earlier buy thanks to that 1st round bomb plant. They have the AKs, they have the Gleals, and they're wasting no time. They're looking to just attack this outer bomb site right away. Smokes and Molotovs coming in. So far, no kills, but a lot of damage being dealt.
You could see that Neo was running a very tight line between burning alive or not. He's heavily flashed, and meanwhile, Tempo.Storm are just destroying Snax. Again, playing patiently with Max 7's going to stop the bomb from being planted. It's dropped out on the opposite side of the train now to him as he has scurried away into connector. Viali will put the bomb down again. 2-on-2. Going to use the smoke as well. That's going to make it a little more rough for Tempo.Storm, but more importantly, allows him to relocate on top of the site. And Snax, in the meanwhile, is snaking his way around the backside, so Viali needs to stay alive, but he's not going to be able to do it. Snax maybe a bit too slow on this rotation, leaving Viali out to dry. Now with the USP in the Mag 7, can he feasibly stop this two-man strong Tempo.Storm? The good news for him, though, is the bomb hasn't been planted just yet, and he has spotted the first player, tapping across a couple of times. This is where you'd love to have an AK-47, you'd love to have an M4 picked up. But instead, he's just got the USP, and he's been spotted. There's two different angles he has to watch out for. He's hoping one of them push him, he gets a free frag. It's not going to happen. Tempo.Storm are playing this very smart, but at some point, I was about to say, if this standoff continues, he'd have to get a move on to plant the bomb. Not required. Boltz takes him down.
So the first buy from Tempo.Storm does come through. You can see Virtus.Pro are doing pretty well to get into some good positions by the bomb train and catch some Tempo.Storm members off guard. It kept them in the round, but in the end, Tempo.Storm find Viali. And they play that 2v1 very patient. You know, they weren't quite sure where that last player would be coming from. They didn't just rush to grab the bomb and plant it. They were waiting things out, playing together, and making sure they closed the round. So they have it. It's 13-5. We do see VP buy up here, but this doesn't work. Their economy is going to be wrecked, and that's where Tempo.Storm could just run away with the map. So this is kind of VP's last chance.
It certainly is. And this would be Tempo.Storm if they do convert this huge lead into the map at 2-0 to the good, moving across the Inferno. And again, neither side has really filled you with confidence from VP. It's not as if their T side was epic, but their CT side has been lackluster.
I don't think I've ever seen them have that lackluster of a T side on track. I can't remember the last time they've only had 3 rounds. That was insane.
Agree with you. They got bomb plants, but then the retakes just time and time again. They couldn't hold on to what they were getting. Now with a 5-7 and a Max 7. This lone smoke has landed on A, but that keeps 4 of the CTs on here. Here comes the aggression. It's going to be Phelps who will bag himself the first kill. Neo on the site will be getting himself taken out. 3-on-3 again. VP keeping it close. Snax in heaven is going to be a real pain in the backside for Tempo.Storm to contend with. Misses his shot, gives his position away. And now you feel like it could be a case of Tempo.Storm just moving their way in through this smoke and trying to pick up kills. That being said, they do concede the first kill in this 3-on-3. Leaving N1 and Phelps with all to do. Snax goes out looking. He will get punished. 25 seconds left. Bomb hasn't been planted just yet, but both team members on the A site looking to pull the trigger. And once again, we are going to see this rotation from Pasha this time with the Mag 7 again. Whereas previously, Viali had already died in this situation by now. Taz is playing it more passively. They know they've got plenty of time to get this bomb defused. They just got to get the first kill, but it's such a rough site to retake. There's so many positions that a terrorist could be hanging out in. One of which is heaven. Pasha picked off Taz. On 100% of his health, is going to try and get something done. Switches across to the AK, and that's going to cost him his life. Although, to be fair, it was only a matter of time before he fell anyway. 14-5 now, Dust, and the VP economy is in tatters.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them. It looks like Tempo.Storm are going to do it at this point, as we just see Tempo.Storm put the smoke out of T-Connector, just allowing them to get out. And then they just took aim duels. They didn't smoke wall the bomb train or anything special. They just put one out on Z. They took fights and they won them. We did see a little bit of an awkward exchange at Z-Connector. You saw Tempo.Storm kind of throw away a player for free with Showtime, but then Snax kind of went out there, even though VP had a 3v2. He threw his life away, and it got it back into an even situation, and Tempo.Storm took it. And now the repercussions of that are that VP have to play out these next couple of rounds with probably just pistols. As long as Tempo.Storm are careful, they should be fine. But there's Pasha. He grabs a kill at Ivy. He's going to be able to pick up a gun for that, but now Boltz and Phelps have chimed in for Tempo.Storm, so they get the man advantage right back, and they're looking to close this one out.
It's hard to see how VP can get anything out of this round from this point. Viali and Taz have P250s, one of which has just been taken out, courtesy of Phelps. MP7 has been claimed from Neo. Nice shot from Taz, but he's not able to convert that one. Just the one dink on Showtime. Who answered back with the AK. And now Neo's MP7 and CZ, all that remains. He's going to be running in with the CZ. That one tap potential on Showtime is very, very doable, and he has picked that up. So it's going to be the AK-47. He doesn't have Kevlar, though. And it's not going to matter because he gets the bullet between the eyes anyway from Boltz. Tempo.Storm have 10 map points.
It's looking like they've done it. Virtus.Pro, they do get a full buy here, but this is it. They're gonna have to win every single round from this point forward if they want to be able to win this in regulation. Actually, just to get into overtime. I mean, they need to get 10 in a row, so this is not looking good, but we'll see if they can do it, see if they can make it happen here. The test of a true champion, to make a comeback like this on your map. They've passed that one before, but can they do it now?
Sure is a mark of a truly exceptional team is battling back against the odds when it looks all but lost. This round is their last lifeline, and lacking on grenades, no defuse kit, no warp in play. We know that VP are very solid riflers though, but again they concede the first kill. And again it's Phelps that will claim it for himself, and now it opens up a lot of leeway onto the A side. 3 players on A for VP. No surprises who's on B, it's Taz. Bomb still in control for Tempo Storm as they're trying to make a decision as to which site they want to press on.
See them setting up a pop flash to get control of ladder room here. The rest in T-Connectors are looking to split this outer bomb site once more. Bialy up close with the M4 to see if he can put a stop to it. So far, no kills, but Pasha grabs one.
Bialy's still up on the train though, so he could do some serious damage. The flashbangs are landing, actually falls down into the Molotov, and that's going to end his life. 3 on 3 now. Pasha with the M4. Second time he has been the only shining light for VP. And he may have just given them the opportunity to get at least one of these rounds back. 30 seconds, but it's N1 and his AWP. He'd like to get a sidearm out here potentially if he gets close range, but he's just got a Glock. Molly's going to connect onto Neo, so it's going to force him out of position. In doing so, N1 picks up the first kill. How is he still alive? He very nearly, I felt, was close to trying to trigger off onto Taz, but Taz will save his team. The problem is, though, they lost 4 players, so they're not even going to have a great buy up this round either.
It is certainly true, but money is tight on Tempo Storm as well, so I'm sure they're probably not even really going to buy up into this one too much. You might see them get some pistols, 1 AK onto bolts, but not heavily dipping into this. I mean, they have plenty of rounds to work with. There's no need for them to get too crazy, but there you have it. VP taking that first step, being able to pick up that round. We do see Tempo Storm setting up here with all their players in the inner halls, but look at this. Neo getting aggressive with the Mag 7. What can he do? He finds one.
Especially with the lack of armor. Taz is there as well, the 2-man death squad. Living up to its name, but N1 actually just charges out with the Tech 9, gets himself the headshot, so now that Mag 7. In fact, the AK-47 will get picked up from Boltz's corpse, who bought that to equalize the economy at the start of the round. Again, though, N1 without the Kevlar has a tall task ahead of him. Bialy, Snacks, Pasha will be facing off against him. One of which is Pasha, who's starting to dart his way up from the T spawn. Is anyone going to expect this? Yes, he will, but Pasha's too fast on the trigger. VP have saved 2 of the required 10 rounds to take us into overtime.
And again, Pasha playing very well for VP, up to 23 kills, but no one's even in the ballpark of that on the rest of the team. But we'll see if they can start getting that going. And again, Taz, very well known for his inner bomb site defense. See if he can start putting numbers up. Snacks now opping on the CT side. He's having a rough time finding openings on the terrace side, but maybe he can do better here to defend. So we are going to see Tempo Storm back into a buy once more. A little bit limited on utility, so that doesn't give them a lot of room to play around with. So they're just going to rush outer once again immediately.
Now look at all of the real estate they've already picked up. A carpet of fire is put down just behind the site. Lucas with the first shot, time of the second. This could be all over for VP. The bomb's been planted as well. Meanwhile, Taz and Neo trying to step up big for their team. It's now on Taz. He's already got 1. Make that 2. Lucas is low. All things considered, this is actually doable. N1's going to just chill out in Pop Dog. Decent position. Taz did spot Lucas, and he didn't see him cross, so it's a pretty solid chance that he would be round this corner. He pre-fires it, and he will get the rewards. He's still a little bit curious as to where the last player is. Got the defuse kit now. Charging onto the site. Oh, the time is so low. He's going to have to tickle this and hope that N1 peeks him and gets this insta-kill. He's not going to get it done. N1 will take him out. Gives Tempo Storm a 2-0 lead. Both maps have been fairly one-sided. VP they're against the ropes. There's no other way to say it.
They definitely are. There's no doubt about that. What a game from Tempo Storm, taking Train away from Virtus.Pro, one of the biggest Train wins that they've ever had, and one of the only times that Virtus.Pro has lost to a team outside the top 10 of the world on it, or outside the elite teams of Train like a Na'Vi or Fnatic. So really well done. Bold statement from Tempo Storm there. Just it's weird because Tempo Storm looked more like VP than VP did on T side. They were the ones that were pushing the issue outer. They were getting aggressive. They were hitting in the first 10 or 15 seconds. They were getting in VP's face and bullying them. On the CT side, they were the ones getting aggressive. They were the ones doing the fast flanks and getting in people's face in ladder room and T connector. Meanwhile, you saw VP, they were playing almost timid on the T side. They were worried. Even after their timeout, they didn't really make a huge adjustment. It seemed like they were just kind of still looking to see if they could pick Ivy. Never were finding openings there. Meanwhile, you have Tempo Storm just wreaking havoc on them, doing whatever they want. You know, they only gave up 3 rounds. It was a monster CT side. So it just seemed like VP didn't look themselves. They didn't look like the Train team I'm used to seeing. They're not looking like the VP that we were seeing at DreamHack Malmö and the Major, who were starting to come out of that hole they had dug themselves in the beginning of the year. Meanwhile, Tempo Storm just doing great.